Welcome back, guys. It's Kibla Ahmed out here with G-Man. It's the Brothers Geek Out podcast, and we're doing the Passion session. And I have a special guest today, Kurtis, personal trainer, massage therapist. How's it going, Kurtis? You all right?
Yes, bro. Yes.
I'm all good over here. How are you guys doing? Everyone good? Stay sanitized? Well, caffeine? What's that? What are you drinking?
Herbal tea. This is just green mint tea.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Nice.
Cheers.
I'm on this. You know what? I'm on this new thing to help me sleep. So Curtis, I will get into this, right? But Curtis knows that I don't sleep too well, and I think everybody knows I don't sleep too well. But I'm on this new thing that's been working a little bit. Is no caffeine after 6, because tea relaxes me, and I always felt like I need my tea before bed because it relaxes me. But I've been trying this new thing, man. No caffeine after 6, no tea, and so far it's all right. It's been all right. I'll keep you posted.
Really?
I'm trying it this week. It worked for 3-4 days. I'm trying it the whole week. But if it weeks, then if it works, then hopefully I can sleep better, because I suffer some insomnia shit that drives me nuts.
So what kind of improvement are we talking about? We talking about from 2 hours to 3.5 hours? Or are we talking 2.5 hours to 7 hours?
No, I'm not getting a full deep 7, but I'm getting like I can fall asleep first of all. That's a good start.
Good.
And I always wake up to go toilet anyway because of my weak bladder. So I can fall back asleep. The main thing is I can fall back asleep just staying up late. What's that?
Yeah.
I said, how old are you again?
I'm 35, but I got a basic ass bladder. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You don't understand, man. You don't understand, man. And this has been a while. I have to plan my journeys, man. Be it work, be it wherever. I have to be like, all right, no water from this time period. Otherwise, on my journey, bro, I'm just like, oh, holy shit.
Wait, I got something for you. Speaking of fitness and well-being, have you ever heard of Kegel exercises?
No.
Exercises. Okay, so most it's mainly known for women after childbirth, because obviously when they give birth, everything kind of gets loosened. So Kegel exercises is to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles of the female, so that they don't just end up, releasing stuff.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of it, for males, you can still do it. It's meant to strengthen your erection, and also it's meant to help with bladder problems. So
send me some exercises after this. That's good to know.
All right.
Key information there.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, me and Curtis, we met back in the days at Urban Kings. Remember, shout out to Urban King, man, because that gym was pretty cool. And I met Paul Daly there. For all you MMA fans, Paul Daly's a UK legend. So that was my highlight there. That's how we met, and then we kept in touch. And then I moved to Asia, and then we've been in touch ever since. And we've been geeking out and talking about personal training and fitness and all that stuff. But also, we geek out about MMA and a lot of anime stuff and all this stuff. So we'll get into, man. But personal training's always been. Go on, bro. What's up?
I said 2014 is when we met up, man. 2014 when we first met. Madness.
Yeah. Time goes fast, bro. Time goes fast.
No,
but,
your t-shirt.
What's that?
I said time goes fast like your t-shirt.
Oh yeah, it's the flash.
Straight up, bro. But I was a cool gym though.
My Goku one, but it doesn't smell too good, so I put it in the wash.
Well, no one can smell it through the screen.
It's all right.
I can. I'm here. You got a big ass nose. I can smell it.
Well, with this personal training stuff, because I know you've been hustling and doing that for a while, was that something that you knew you always wanted to get into? Is that why you were in that gym, working in the gym, and what? How did that kick off for you? And how did you know at whatever age that this is what I want to do, like the personal training, the fitness, healthy lifestyle, all that sort of stuff? How did that start off with you?
So initially, I wanted to do coding and game designing and all this kind of stuff, which is, I think, the dream for a lot of gamers. The idea is to take your passion into your work, make money from your passion and your hobby or whatever. But that didn't work out, and I'll skip a big chunk of it because it's pretty boring. But I ended up kind of falling into sports, like one course, and then it took me all the way to university. Sorry. And then from there, I was like, okay, well, I finished. What can I do with it? oh, I can be a PT. Well, I kind of trained a couple of people here and there. So I kind of went into that way of things. And then when you met me in Urban Kings, I was there because the money was cool. I was around an environment that I loved, which is fighting, even though I wouldn't do it because my face is ugly as it is. So I know my limitations. But I did used to train, not as much as Gilman over here. So it was more like I kind of fell into it and it worked for me and I was good at it and I was good with people. And I just kind of I couldn't be in a job where I was sitting at a desk for too long. So I guess it's part of my nature as well to do something active. So here I am.
That's awesome, man. So, and you're loving it now, right? Because I know you're trying to expand on it, like from you do the physical training, and you have, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But you also got into the massage therapy as well. So you're thinking about recovery and how you can help that as well. Whatever, because you were in Urban Kings, and we geek out about MMA and talk all that stuff. Have you ever like thought about training? I wouldn't say fighters or not, but fighting, like, but training for training people like they are fighters. You know what I mean? Adding that sort of element in there.
Yeah. I qualified for the massage therapy 2 years ago now, and
Nice.
yeah, madness. It was shortly after we met in Malaysia and watched Tyron Woodley get his ass kicked. You remember that?
Yeah. I remember that was story.
That was devastating.
Just a quick detail, we went on about 5-6 different pubs trying to find this UFC, and they're sending us to this one. We go there. Oh no, go to this one. Go there. So basic, man. But anyway, we ended up watching it, and our guy Tyron Woodley lost.
In emphatic fashion, let's get it straight.
Yeah, but yeah, so after that trip, you got it qualified and whatnot.
Yeah, got it qualified, and then I got it. I think it's around May. I got it done of 2019. Got my bed and everything, but nothing was really happening. I wasn't really pushing it as much as I could do. It was only when 2020 came, when everything, went where it went and went pause, is when I started to get things happening. I started to get clients and so on. So it's been interesting. It's been wild. It's been exciting. And to get to your point, which was, would I want to train fighters and that kind of thing? Of course. But I haven't had the access to go and speak to people of that nature. So that's why I'm still kind of just taking in the average Joe. But I would want to niche down for athletes and people that need, because I'm a sports therapist. I'm not just a rub down masseuse,
Yeah, I feel you. So that the learning curve, like, because even though you're doing it right now, but there must be a whole different element of learning when it comes to be a sport athlete and whatnot. So you must be still learning and trying to figure out new ways and understanding the human body. And I know there's a lot of technology involved and all that sort of shit. How far and deep you get into that stuff?
Boy, I mean, you want me to show you some of my tools that I have?
If it's close by, why not? Yeah.
Well, all right, let's go for a little trip. So I'm still learning in terms of everything to do with it, in terms of techniques, the body and how they react to certain things, the recovery process, the trigger process, all of these things I'm still learning. I bought some books just recently as well, just to up my knowledge. So it's always happening. I'm gonna bring 2 things. So I don't want to hold you guys up. 3 things. I don't want to hold you guys too much.
All right.
And I'll show you what I've got. So this, Gilman, you might know, or maybe you don't. This looks pretty dangerous, but I assure you it's harmless. It's dull. This is called a gua sha tool.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
You use it to break up the myofascial of the muscles. So if you got like a tight neck or something, or tight calf, a variety of different areas, you can use this. And I mean, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, whoever I've used it on can't fail. They always come back for this.
That's awesome, man. It looks, you know what? Also, it looks like a butter knife, but if you can't find a knife, use that to spread your butter. But I've seen things like that. Yeah. I think these sort of tools are good, right, to get into like specific areas or focus on specific areas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I've been doing some, because I got a couple friends. One of my good friends. He's my dolly, my cadaver, my kind of this guinea pig. So I'm just like, come here, you can get a massage. Okay. So I just use him for that. So he's always getting freebies, a little bastard. And yeah, so I need to see him because obviously COVID's happened. Lockdowns continued again, and I haven't seen him for a little bit. When I do, he's got some work, and I need to get some content. So
well, if I was living here,
fail. What are you saying, Gilman?
I was gonna say if I was living here and training, because I always talk to you about, man, I'm injured again, or I've got this little tweak, I'll probably just be like, bro, go get up some freebies, but I need them to start.
Yeah, no, I think you need it. How is your injury recovery going anyway?
You know what, as we discussed, right, ever since I've been doing yoga every day, and obviously I haven't been training as hard for the last couple months because I've been stuck in London and whatnot, but while I was training and getting back into things in Evolve in Singapore, the yoga, every day doing yoga has helped so much, man. So, I mean, we could get your thoughts on yoga and stretching as well, what you think about it with regards to recovery. But yeah, what's the next tool anyway?
Right, yeah, next tool is a massage gun. I'm sure you've probably seen it on Instagram.
Yeah, I got one of them.
You got one of them? Yeah, this thing, I mean, it does what it's meant to.
Yeah.
So the muscles there, loosens up any of the tight kind of crepitus or any, just tight muscles and knots. So second tool, you get this from Amazon, eBay, wherever you want. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Good for self-use. Because as much as it is great to be a masseuse and qualified, I can't reach my own back. So, and cupping I've got somewhere as well, but I'm sure you know what that looks like, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So yeah, those are just a couple tools that I've been using, and over, being in lockdown, I've used the time to eat more knowledge, eat it, devour that knowledge, So, I learned cupping through during last year. Nice. I learned gua sha, my butter knife, last year as well. So yeah, I've just been using the time to kind of enrich my skills and just have more goals,
Of course. You've taken it on yourself to just say, I've got the time now. Let's pack this brain up with some more knowledge, and it's always a nice key to see, and for people to kind of take on that you have the capacity of taking on more knowledge. There's nothing wrong with learning a bit more, and it's quite motivating.
Yeah, man, especially last year, right? Considering again being a PT, bro, and you have to do, we went into lockdown, social distance, all that sort of stuff. It must have been difficult. So it's great to know that you kind of use that time to learn certain skills or whatnot. How else did you get through? Well, I mean, now it's like really crazy lockdown, but when it was like it was on and off or whatnot, how was you kind of working out? How was you kind of working with your clients to try and keep them motivated as well? Because we've discussed this so many times, right? During this time, being freaking healthy. I know there's lockdown, social distance, wear a mask. Yes, you should do all of that stuff. But being healthy from a physical perspective, a mental perspective, diet. We've been talking about this, but they don't push this much on the media, right? What's the guy's name? Boris Johnson. He never jumps on and says, "Hey, take these vitamins, eat this food." They don't do that shit, right? I don't know. We don't know why, but what's your thoughts on that, man? In regards to just general health and fitness, food and whatever during this whole COVID time. What do you think about all of that?
I think, of course, there's certain people that are more prone to these things, and there's not a lot that having a 10-minute jog and eating your vitamins and whatever is going to help with that. But if you are going to eat well, I think it's just about eating the basics. Eating getting the right nutrients in, get the vegetables in. The boring stuff, the things that the Green Giant would tell you, Hulk Hogan, eat your vitamins, kid. Drink your milk and eat your vitamins. The basic stuff.
Yeah.
Keep those things. Keep your immune system boosted. Keep your OJ or cod liver oil capsules, or drink that funky oil stuff if you want to. You can even drink one teaspoon of olive oil, which is meant to be really good for your immune system. You're shaking your head. Do you know about that?
Olive oil? No, I don't take that too much. No.
Have you heard about just drinking like a teaspoon of olive oil? Have you heard about it?
I haven't. No, I haven't too. I know that the Greeks and whatnot, the Cypriot lot, they love olive and olive oils and whatnot, and they live like, fantastically, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. That's actually a new thing I've learned now.
Yeah, and also when you cook and whatnot, rather using shitty vegetable oils and all that sort of stuff, coconut oil, olive oils, those are supposed to be better oils to cook with, rather than just the vegetable oils and the whatever shit they put in and whatnot.
They're basic.
But these are
coconut oil.
Yeah.
You saying?
No, I'm just saying these are the basics that you're talking about by making little substitutions here and there, right?
Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say coconut oil gives the food an amazing flavor as well. That's another thing, especially when I make popcorn. Like popcorn, salty, a little bit of cinnamon. But anyway, yeah, stick with your nutrients. I think I do feel that if you have a bad diet, it's gonna make it harder for you. Your lungs don't work as efficiently. This is a virus or disease or whatever that attacks your lungs. And if they're not working efficiently, if you're a smoker, if you have bronchitis, emphysema, or other things, you're gonna struggle. That's what I believe anyway. I'm no medical professional. I can't go and read no X-ray chart or MRI, but I feel like if you are like those people that are athletes that have got it, football players is the main one I've heard. A lot of them have got it recovered very quickly. A lot of people like yourselves, probably Gilman trains more than you do, but you're still quite healthy. You're young, you eat your good stuff, right? Mother's cooking, and you guys are good.
Yeah.
You recovered pretty well. Your parents recovered pretty well, and they're a lot older. But again, it's because they eat good food.
Yeah.
That's
right. Yeah, no, of course. It's really important that people kind of draw that in. I think the problem was in the UK was when you start giving off 50% of all of these fast food restaurants.
I think that's everywhere as well.
It's just the key to say, damn, 50% off. I'm gonna go grab this. I'm gonna go grab. The problem is, it's just the way we have a system which funnels us into a direction where it takes away people's natural order to make their own decisions and their own willpower as well, which is quite difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, when I get into like politics and the rest of the world, the way it's carrying on, you look at the UK and you kind of think, how did it get to that extent? Why can you go somewhere like Australia now, which is they're completely clear. They shut down the whole place. Nobody coming in, nobody going out until this thing is cleared, and it's cleared. They didn't need a vaccine, so some part. I don't know. There's more to it, but people need to kind of see it.
I feel like they care more about the economy than the actual people within it. And I'm just gonna say that.
Which is true though. It is true. It is true. It's just a shame that we're in a position that. Well, look, listen. This Corona thing started this time last year. Remember, and rather than being in a better place, like a year later, rather than being in a better place, like some other countries in Asia, for example, where it started, they're in a much better place. We in the UK are in the worst place at the moment, right? This new trend and whatnot, which is like, look, I'm no scientist or whatnot. We never knew this virus can mutate. Probably they didn't as well. But the fact is, like, you had 10 months to learn.
I believe that it would. You know why? Because I do wear one of those tinfoil hats in my own home sometimes, and I believe that what would happen. I saw these crazy, fanatical videos about people are going to be dying in the streets and it's going to be really, really raw. And I was like, okay. And then it was kind of it left all of that and started talking about chipping people and stuff, right? And tracking you and all these kind of things like Minority Report or whatever.
That's
and
right.
I was like, okay, if they're going to do that, then the contagion will get worse. And then it will force us to have to take this stuff. And then they're going to be like, no travel, no work, no breathing, no whatever. You can't do nothing until you have a vaccine. And I thought to myself, it's going to happen. Because they always do. They always do. I spoke to my friend. I was speaking to my mother yesterday, right? And I said to her, you take the flu vaccine, don't you? And she said, yeah, I've taken it last year, but I take it every year. So, okay. why would you take something every single year if it's the same contagion every single year? Surely it must vary. It must transform, mutate, right, to something else a little bit, because they give you a new one, right? You don't know exactly what's in it. You just take it every year. But surely, like everything else, it mutates, it changes. Exactly. But that's just my theory.
Yeah. No, and that's something that I think about as well. That's the same thought I had as well. So you're not alone on that.
But just so everyone knows, this is our theory, and this is our
theory.
Your opinions.
Yeah.
Our opinions.
I like to hear these things. I don't know, but I like to hear these all different opinions, all different conspiracy theories, all this sort of stuff. Maybe, but maybe no. I don't know.
We'll never know the truth.
We'll never know. But the fact is, the fact is, if the government wants something, we got to live in this world. We got to live in this country. We end up have to follow it, right? Yeah. All these protests and shit that's happening, not just a lot in the US and whatnot. End of the day, man, it's good to get your voice out there, but certain things, when the government wants to make a choice, they make a choice. Listen, when they went to war with Iraq, how many million people were protesting? They made their decision. And obviously, look, whether they were thought about in the beginning, we're going to track everyone or not, maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe it was a legit virus. But unfortunately, when these things happen, they think of a solution. How do we cure it? But I'm also sure that people are thinking about how do we make money out of this? How do we get our agendas out? So that probably maybe came while this shit was happening. Maybe it wasn't the initial agenda, but when an opportunity presents itself, why not? But I don't know. Again, you never know. You never know what the hell is going on.
Well, like I said before, they care more about the economy than us. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all. That is definitely true.
I agree. But yeah, guys, that's our opinion. Yeah. So just so.
Talk. I know we got into this conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
What about your daily little routine, like in regards to yourself, in regards to like your food, your training? Like, what's your routine kind of look like on a regular day basis?
So I recently adapted a new habit, which was, well, when it was warm outside, because I have a decent balcony, and I was able to skip. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Skip, do everything I wanted to out there, even shadow box and throw wonky wheel kicks if I wanted to. I could do whatever I want out there, So, but then obviously the weather got worse. So I was like, okay, I'm not really getting my cardio in, but I have another room, so I can still train in there and get the weights in. So I started to, my body did a Gilman, was like, get up at 5 a.m. Why? Just get up. Okay. I don't want to lay here and do nothing. So I just started to go. I have 9 flights of stairs. So I would run at least about 7 of them.
Nice.
I put my phone up. I have like a boxing timer. So it'd be like 1 minute 45 on, 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds rest. And it would go for 9 rounds. So it's about 16 minutes or something like that. No, that's a lie. 7 rounds. So it's about 16 minutes.
Okay.
So I've been doing that, sprinting up the stairs, jumping up the stairs, back and forth, up and down. So I do that pretty much every morning. But I've this week I've kind of said no. Last few days I kind of took 2 days off and then carried on again. But yeah, do that. Then I go in and I have my kettlebell, I have my dumbbells, I have my barbells. So I just make a circuit using the same time scale. So I'll put it up to 20 minutes, like 9, 1 minute 40. And I'll just do like, I don't know, mountain climbers, burpees, deadlifts, whatever I can think of. I'll just hit it. And I'll always finish it with abs. The last 30 seconds, I'm doing mountain climbers. I'm doing some madness. I'm killing myself. So
nice.
It's good. I lost a lot of fat, and I lost I was 95 kg, and I'm 89.
Oh, nice.
89.
That's awesome, man. And we spoke about this before as well. Like you're using your stairs. First of all, using your stairs 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm sure you're waking up neighbors. They're like, what the fuck is going on out there? But
oh, I forgot one main thing as well. One of the biggest things. I couldn't just do this easily. I had to run up the stairs with a weighted vest of 15 kg.
Nice.
How could I forget that?
Nice.
So when you mentioned waking people up, I was like, oh yeah, it's noisy, but yeah. So yeah, I have that on.
We spoke about this a while ago, like while we were doing our own home workouts or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we have the motivation to use whatever we got. So you found your stairs and you're like, cool, I'm gonna use my stairs. A lot of people just, they use the excuse of the gym being closed, like, oh, I'm just not gonna train. I'm not gonna train. Where you can just just run up and down the stairs. Or when I was in Singapore, I was just using my chair and I'll just pick it up and down and just do 100 of those or whatever, right? So it's amazing that you got a couple of equipment, right? I think recently you even commented on one of my posts when I'm just training with a dumbbell, and you're like, that's all you need. You can use one thing and just make loads of different exercises, and there's so many videos on YouTube and whatnot to just see what exercise you could do. So yeah, no, it's amazing, man. The stairs thing, it's good though. That's a good one.
It's good.
It's fun. It is fun. Like it does test me a lot. And since then, I noticed that my walking stride is a lot more wider, and I can kind of move. I feel like I'm gliding a lot more, and I'm taking the stairs generally more often because I'm on the ninth floor. I'm just like, it's on the third floor. I'll just go downstairs and walk. So I've got that kind of get up and go bug now.
No, that's good. That's actually really, really good. That's you guys need to get that stair bug. Telling you. Stair bug, you need to get that. That glide. You know that glide is probably a wonderful feeling.
I see Kurtis just walking down the street, just gliding. He's happy, man. You're like, nah, man. He just takes the stairs. That's why he's gliding. Well, what about like diet wise? Do you do like intermittent fasting, or do you have a controlled diet during the day, be it keto, vegan, whatever? What's your diet game like?
So that's also changed as well because it just had to. And what I did was, well, I used to intermittent fast before, so my last meal was at 8 p.m.
Cool.
No, long now. And I would have that meal then, and the next meal would be at 11 a.m. the next day. So I'd have coffee in the morning, like maybe 9 or whatever, just to keep me going to then. So that was like, what, 14 hours, 15 hours? I'm not a math person, but around that. Now I will still do the same, but I find I'm not getting that hungrier anymore. So I'm probably only having maybe 1 or 2 meals a day, and I'm good with it. And that's it. When I want to eat crap, that will be the only meal that I'll have. So It will be like, okay, and I've been having more grapefruits as well in between meals. So I cut a grapefruit and have like half now and half like after my last meal. Really does speed up the digestion process, you know?
Okay.
Really, and it tastes nice. So anyway, yeah, I've been doing that and just eating a lot more fish as well, vegetables as always, less carbs, a lot less carbs, because I did kind of go off the bracket a little bit and let myself not go, but I was getting more comfortable with the carb situation, and then I was like, I don't really need it to survive. Like I'm not that person, and I'm way more comfortable and happy just eating like a bunch of fish and some broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and I'm good. Sweet potato and that. So yeah, I've just kept it more cleaner and just eat less crap. Simple.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the main thing, right? Like because diet is the hardest part for me personally, right? Because training, I love it, I enjoy it, but diet is the hardest part. So they
and then that happened. And then I had one. You know what that is?
After it.
No.
Good man. So there was a couple of those that got eaten too. So yeah, that whole thing about diet, fuck it.
Well, it's good to see. I tell you what, though, it's good to see someone in your position, right, that can admit, like, listen, I go off board sometimes, but it's about that mentality to go back,
right?
And have that willpower to go back. Yeah. So I mean, so a diet is the hardest part. I personally think diet's the hardest part. So the main thing is like just cut down on a bit of the shit. Mate, you don't have to go cold turkey because that's the worst thing I think you could do, right? Just cut down on some shit. That's it, basically. Main shit like the processed food, the sweets, the sugars, and just kind of focus a little bit more on the vegetables and chicken. But don't cut it out of your life if you're trying to get on a diet, right? Work towards it or just cut it down, basically. But trying to be like, I'm going cold turkey tomorrow, no sugars, no nothing, keto, intermittent fasting. That's gonna last a day or two, man, and then you're like, fuck it.
For sure. And as well with that, what was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say, do have your cheat days, right? But as I was saying, if I have a cheat day, that will be it for my meal. Like, that's it. That's pretty much the whole meal that I've had. So, and I think that my body reacts to it differently and just says, "No, Kurt, we're good." Like, I might have a protein shake or a smoothie, and that's it. I'm all right with that, you know. So, yeah, I think you gotta teach your body a certain way, and then it will adapt to it. But if you don't do it, it won't do it.
It won't do.
Because I know, Kibbs, you just recently got on the intermittent fasting.
So I started last week. I'm
yeah.
to 8 days now, and I've already noticed a little bit of the change. My skin has changed. I'm like I can feel my body detoxing the rubbish. I'm getting spots and stuff. I feel like a teenager right now. I'm coming to my 40s and I got all spots. And my wife's like, Gibbs, what the hell is that on your face? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, since we've been fasting and we're both it's really changed in a week how much it's changed. So we're gonna keep seeing the results. We're writing down everything we eat. I found out last week writing a food diary helped me out massively because I'm gonna say it on the podcast, so it doesn't bother me, guys. Well, I like my salad, but I like onions in it.
Ooh, I love onions.
But what happened was
normal
after my meal, yeah.
I said red, normal, or a combination.
No, it's a combination. I do like red, but I do like it in my salad. But I found out after that I let off an odor after I eat raw onions. So I'm gonna be straight up honest, because my wife will be telling me straight up, Kibbs, you stink. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, I haven't farted, I haven't done nothing. She's like, stink. And I'm like, what is going on? So and it was right. I checked myself and I'm like, this is embarrassing. And it's been going on for a little while until I wrote that food diary, until we started fasting. And I said, this is the meals I'm having, and this is how my body reacts to each of these foods. And the onion, it was the first thing that it's not even 30 minutes into the meal. I'm like, what the hell? There's no meat sweats, there's no meat. I'm eating a salad. What happened? Like it was with the meal, but I found out I'm not good. Cooked onions, I'm fine with. Raw onions, I can't do. But guys, a food diary when it comes to doing or checking your diet as well, because if you notice something's off, even when you go to the toilet and you're like, man, constipated. My system's not clear. Like you notice little things like that. So yeah, so it's helped out. I'm enjoying it at the moment. It's made me a bit more. It's weird, even though it's a couple of, like as you said, 14 to 16 hours. You stop eating at 8 o'clock. You go on to the next day. It does give you a bit of a mental different focus as well, a different mindset as well, which is quite refreshing because it's been a long time, and I've kept on saying, you keep saying. I'm gonna do it, and until the onion situation, I was like, okay, I need to do this. I need to find out what's going on. I need to find out what else, because knowing those key elements of what your body's not used to and how it processes it is so key. Because now I'm smell free.
Kibla and the onion fiasco. I'll tell you something for nothing. I've noticed that certain takeaway foods like fried chicken and stuff, certain places I go to, I eat it, and I feel like when I'm sweating, I can smell that odor of the food, and my sweat is very salty as well.
Yeah,
I noticed myself, like, and I don't care. I'll say it in the podcast. When I'm sweating, occasionally it'll drop my mouth, and I can taste it.
It happens.
If I'm eating and drinking very, very well, it tastes of nothing.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of sweatometer.
Yeah. No, I feel the same thing, especially like working out in Singapore and whatnot. When I am on a clean diet, and you've been to Malaysia and Singapore and whatnot, you just stand there and you're sweating. So literally, I got sweat dripping in my mouth and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, it's not salty, man. So that's when I know I'm clean and whatnot. I do think I personally think fasting is one of the easiest diets to do because you just don't eat, right? I'm not saying fast and then eat shit. Yes, you should try and eat clean as well.
Clean.
But the benefits of fasting, and especially listen to Rogan and Dr. Wonder Patrick, and they talk about the benefits of fasting and how it goes into ketosis and all that sort of stuff. man, it's really motivating me. And I think fasting just easy, the easiest diet to do.
Sure. I mean, we should do it. We were cavemen. We had to fast. We had to get up and go find food. There was no coffee machine, no toaster. We had to go 50 miles to take down a brontosaurus or whatever it was.
It's true though. It's in our DNA, and we hear GSP talking about it, and he's big on the fasting. Remember after he fought Bisbing, he put on the weight, he had that issue, and he said he cured himself through fasting, and ever since then he's been obsessed with fasting. We listened to Kevin Smith podcast already. That guy does like 4 or 5 days. He nearly had a heart attack, nearly died, became a vegan, and then now he does like 5-day fast and whatnot. And that's a mental game. Like them guys, I've done a 24-hour fast, and I'm trying to work my way up to 48, but I'm not even joking. I break at 24, so I need to step up my mental game, and I want to try a bit longer. But just hearing them guys do it, it's inspirational. But also, maybe we're not doctors, so maybe we should say, listen, if you want to do a fast, consult your doctor.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Throw that out there.
Disclaimer: I would never none of us would advise that you definitely do what we do, right? Yeah. We just give our opinion on what we believe works for us, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, exactly that, guys. So look into it more. Exactly, get your advice from your doctors.
Your research.
And make sure you guys try it. It's just our opinions and our advice of what we're doing. That's it. So I don't want to get in trouble. So please.
Cool. Yeah. Well, let's geek out a bit, bro. Because I know you're like us, bro. You're a geek or whatnot. I know you're cooler than us and shit. But inside there's a geek inside of you. I know we geek out about MMA, anime.
Look, you guys are off the scale. Like you guys got the man cave. That's cool. Cool. Redefined, reformed. Like all I got is Scarface up here, and he don't even smile at me. So what the hell? I'm not even touching. You guys got action figures.
Well, like you got me into Naruto. You and my little brother have been telling me for ages, get into Naruto, and I started watching it. And then I remember messaging you. I'm like, bro, this shit is sick. Loving the truth. And you kept just saying you're gonna love it. Just keep getting into it and whatnot. What have you always been into anime and Marvel, DC, and comic books and whatnot, or is this something you got into later on in life?
Okay, so anime for me, the genesis of anime started with Dragon Ball Z, and I'm sure it did for a lot of people. I see people do a massive head nod, so yeah. Yep, Dragon Ball Z, yep. So Dragon Ball was my first kind of anime. I watched a bunch of other cartoons aside from that, but that was my first kind of starting point. And then with the DC stuff, I watched Batman animated series, Superman animated series, the 19 whatever, X-Men animated series, remember that one? All of that. For those that were, even alive, long time ago. So yeah, I kind of went with those as my comic book adaptations. I never read comic books. I didn't like reading until recently. Maybe Goosebumps as a kid, but that's about it. But comics, no. So that was that. And then I think my friends, they were always into anime way before I was. A lot more. They read comics and all this stuff. And they told me about Naruto. And I was like, is it like Dragon Ball Z? No. But it kind of is. And I watched the first episode like 6 times. And I was like, this is long. And then he was like, Death Note is another one you should watch. I was like, but is it like Dragon Ball Z? No, it's like psychological. So I have to watch that one like 7 times, the intro. And it's only after I watched them and I realized there's more to life than just the anime that I used to watch as a kid.
Yeah.
So they still have the same archetypes. You're still going to find a Goku character. You're still going to find a Vegeta character and so on and so on, in the anime world, Shonen Jump and so on. But yeah, I had to kind of shake off that kind of rigidness that it was either Dragon Ball or nothing. Because after Dragon Ball, it has to be like Naruto, it has to be like Death Note or nothing. Now I don't really care anymore. I just kind of see what looks cool, and I watch sport anime. It's off the chain. It's off the chain now.
Yeah.
So
bias. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's even like and I'm stuck with this, but for example, hip hop music, I cannot for the world listen to new age hip hop music at all.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, even though people recommend, like, I'm talking about even like Kendrick Lamar, everyone says is amazing, right? So, but I'm so biased to the 90s hip hop, I just can't get it out of me. So I don't even give someone like Kendrick Lamar, for example, let alone some of the other shit that's out, right, which I can't stand. But we all have our biases, and it is good. It is good to be open-minded. Maybe with hip hop music, not, because hip hop music is. Actually, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, like anime. I don't want to disrespect anyone. But animes, I get it, man. Because we grew up with Fist of the North Star, Akira. What was the other ones? Fist of the North Star, Dominion Tank Police, Ninja Scroll. So we got with all of those old school
older ones. So those were the more of the.
Devilman,
that's right. And then you had. Well, there's so many. There was some. Is it Vampire Hunter D? That's one.
Vampire Hunter D. Yeah.
Vampire Hunter D.
See, these ones I watched them recently. I never saw them as a kid. So they're all recent memories for me. Like the ones you just mentioned, I only just saw them recently. And it's like, wow, I missed this 20 years ago.
Well, we used to watch them as kids. My uncle used to watch it, right?
Yeah.
So he used to get us into it. But we used to just think they were cartoons, like Bugs Bunny and whatnot, but violent. And then as you get older, you realize, hold on, there's like violence, there's some nudity and shit. Like, this ain't no Bugs Bunny cartoon. This is a serious thing. But now, I'm not even joking though. Fist of the North Star is going to be my all-time favorite. The original 80s movie was my original. When I say movie, the animated one.
With Daniels.
Favorite. Yeah, the Fist of the North Star, the manga. I mean, the animation, the animation, the way they talk, like even just the what do you call it? The not lyrics, what do you call it? Dialogue. The dialogue. The way they talk. Everything about it was just like epic, and that's my go-to manga, like Fist of the North Star always.
Even the soundtrack was really good.
The soundtrack was that's what I'm saying, man.
So like,
oh man, okay.
Have you seen one?
Have you seen One Punch?
Yes, One Punch is amazing.
I never got into that one yet.
No, One Punch is actually really good.
You need to sell him on it, because if you like Fist of the North Star, it's the same kind of.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll try it. I need to get into it.
You know what? Let's watch an episode tonight.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think you know what? I think I did watch an episode. I did watch it, but I don't think I got into it. So maybe I need to carry on.
You have to carry on. It's such an unusual character, such an unusual concept, but it just works so well, because the fact that he did the training he did with his 100 push-ups, 100 runs, his ethics, and it's just the way it develops. It's absolutely amazing. And you're right, it has that element and the same structure of like what Fist of the North Star originally gave into the anime world. So what anime has done now, I mean, I heard nothing but good things about Naruto. I haven't seen it myself, so I can't say much. I've done artwork for customers, so that's some of the things I've done. When they want anime, and I'm like, oh, I'm scared. I usually draw Superman or something. Which anime character is it? And then it's the first thing they say is Naruto, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. My brother's like, Naruto, I can do this one. But it's like sometimes I've noticed like some of those characters, they resonate with the person. Like when I go to Comic Cons and I see people dress up as Naruto and all the characters, you're like, oh my god, they really have taken this character on. And how many episodes are there?
And there's a lot, right? I'm asking you. Yeah. I finished season 9. It was on Netflix, but they don't put the rest on. I'm like, I want to see Naruto's training. He goes off with, spoiler alert, everyone, if you haven't seen it, but he goes off with Jiraiya, and then Netflix don't show anymore. So I'm trying to find the rest of it, man.
Do you want it dubbed or subbed?
I don't mind. Dubbed would be better because I've been watching it in English anyway. But if I don't know, if you got a link, a legit link, please send over.
Scarface. Legit, right? Yeah, legit. Legit, man. Legit. Yeah,
okay. Nice. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was definitely, but no, it does resonate, man, because like with now, and you told me this, you were like, get into Naruto, trust me, you're gonna get into it with the honor, the respect, and all that sort of stuff. And you see, for example, Naruto and how he was like almost like the underdog, was not the guy who was an outcast in society because of his background and the fox, the Iron Fox and whatnot. And it's amazing. And then Sasuke, who's again, he's got that challenging. Almost like jealous sort of aspect to Naruto, and he kind of falls into a different path. It is relatable to people, man, and you just kind of fall in love with the characters, man. Just like all the comic book stuff that we read, it's always relatable. This is what I'm saying. Like we geek out about this shit because it's relatable to our lives, and also there's always a story of hope. When the music kicks in Naruto and he powers up, that's a story. That's a hope. That's a hope moment. Like, yes, the good guy's gonna win. He's gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what
I remember I was playing Fight Night Champions, right? And I was playing the story, and then my friend was with me, and he was like when you get to certain points, the health bar, they play certain music. They started playing this triumphant music because I hit him with a couple shots, and then I got knocked out. It was like imagine Rocky, and he's giving it to Apollo, giving it, and then playing this music for him, he just gets cracked, and it's like, oh, I thought it was your. It was literally like that. So whenever I hear that music, I'm just like, I'm gonna keep quiet. Wait till I win for sure.
Yeah, man. So what are you watching now though? What anime or are you watching like WandaVision? Have we even spoke about that? Are you into that? Got into that yet?
Okay, so anime wise, I just finished One Punch Man season 2. Funny enough, and I think the first one is better, but I'll let you come to your conclusion. WandaVision, we haven't spoken about it. I've seen 2 episodes.
It's hard.
I don't even know what to say about that, but I don't know. I feel like I'm being punked, man.
You know what? I keep telling. I was telling my nephew who probably watched this. He's a valid listener. So Hamza, if you're listening, I told him the other day, wait till episode 4 comes out. Episode 4 comes out next week because he hasn't seen it yet. And I said, wait for that, and then that will give you a good thing, because I think we discussed this on the podcast.
That's right.
And also, you're gonna listen to this a bit late. When you listen to this, probably WandaVision's probably finished. But from our perspective now,
Right.
Well, Marvel were very brave of just releasing 2 episodes and leaving us there for another week. And then I'm not gonna say episode 3 because you haven't seen it, but do watch it. All I'm saying is, after you watch episode 3, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, they should have. What we were saying is they should have released episode first 1, 2, and 3, and then by the end of that, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Because just watching episode 1 and 2, you're like, what are you putting me through? I don't want to wait another week for this shit. You know what I mean? But it's awesome because as Marvel fans, we're invested and we know we're speculating what might happen. But it's difficult when you just leave us like that and you're like, well, give me something, man. Like, give me something from the universe. Like, but watch episode 3. I know what you're thinking now. Watch episode 3 and then message me, because I know you're gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, something's happening. So I'll leave it to that.
I think I'll watch that later. I mean, I know that things are happening because, I mean, I haven't had the shutters completely down. I have seen a couple of things here and there. So I know that it kind of reminds me of Legion. Did you ever watch Legion?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know how that was just like in your head. So I'm sticking with it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sticking with it. I'm just like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm going to be patient.
Yes, exactly. As an invested Marvel fan, you have to be patient. But I think, honestly, I think that it's gonna be fucking awesome, because I think it's gonna lead up the multiverse, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man multiverse. So I think this is gonna be crazy. So we need to just be patient and wait for what they're gonna give us later on.
Absolutely, and Winter Soldier's coming soon, isn't it?
Straight after that. And then after that. So yeah, we're in for a treat this year. Disney will take more of my money.
But we got Marvel content every week. But they got us so bad that we got Marvel content every week.
Yeah.
As soon as WandaVision finishes, the next week is Winter Soldier and Falcon. As soon as that finishes, Loki. As soon as that finishes, Black Widow, whatever. They got a lineup for us every week. We got
they
something
have.
to watch every week, bro, Marvel-wise. So we're gonna be
and then hopefully Mando comes back at the end of the year, right? Or Boba Fett.
So this year we're gonna get Boba Fett.
Boba Fett,
Then
yeah.
we get Mandalorian next year.
Right.
So they're gonna make wait. They're gonna make us wait.
I'm all right with that, man. I mean, like, I want to savor it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same here.
Boba Fett. Oh shit. Boba Fett. Oh! He just, I don't know, man. He went Super Saiyan like 4.
Yeah, he went in. Even though he was a bit out of shape, my man had his reflexes and skill set on point, bro.
The way he took that thing and just cracked that guy's head, and I was like, wow, Boba Fett's on job. He's on job.
It's great to see some of these characters come back on the big screen because
Absolutely.
it's weird because you never got that feeling of like, what happened to this dude, man? Like he was supposed to be like top bounty hunter. How's my man getting eaten in the pit?
It's true. Yeah, it's true. He kind of got mocked for his whole like movie career, and now on the silver screen, he's like cracking people.
He ain't messing around. But no, definitely.
Yeah, like, it's strange that they did that because I mean, thinking about that, even Darth Vader, right? He was okay in the movies. Well, most the trilogy. In Rogue One goes in. You never see that in any of the movies.
Yeah. That's probably the best scene of the movie. That was the best scene of the movie. But same with Luke and spoiler alerts if you guys haven't seen it, but hopefully you've seen it. The end of the last episode, right, where Luke goes in, we see Luke go in as well, like compared to what we've seen before.
Oh man,
we need to see.
Fan service. That's why Disney gonna take our money for a couple of years.
Yeah, man. Fanta. Well, bro, listen, man.
Taking our money, isn't it?
I want to because I know like time and whatnot. I don't want to hold you up too long, but I did have one last question. And going back to the personal training and all that sort of stuff. I know you, bro. We've gone out partying and whatnot in Malaysia, so I know you're a confident guy in general. But you're a confident dude. But, do you? And I always love to ask this question because. What's that? Sorry.
I said I do all right.
Okay. Well, I know you, but you're confident too. But I struggle a lot with nerves, right? I'm a very nervous guy. I don't like public speaking. I don't like certain things, but I express my confidence in different ways. But one thing I like to always ask to someone is be it your personal training, the massage thing, whatever. Do you ever get or maybe did you when you were starting get nervous on how you're gonna approach it? How you got your first PT session, your first massage session. Did you feel a bit nervous, and how did you handle those nerves? Like, how do you get over those nerves if you did get nervous? What's your process like?
I did get nervous. I got nervous on all of them. Whenever I first did a PT session, I was like, what am I gonna, it's like I kind of went blank and was thinking, what am I gonna structure things and so on, and it's like everything just went out the window for a second. But I guess when that happened, I was a different headspace, different confidence level. I didn't have the chakra that I have now, so I didn't have the energy to kind of channel and compose and be calculative, So yeah, but I mean, even bringing it to more recent time, when I first did my massage therapy, and I had a lady on the table that found me online, and I was like, oh shit, what kind of techniques and thinking about what I've learned and putting it into practice. So in short, yeah, I do get nervous on things, and how I deal with it is I just kind of tell myself that I'm here for a reason, and whatever it is I've been put here to do, whether it be first date or massage therapy or PT or whatever, I'm in a position that I put myself in because I know I can do it. So just get on with it, and then remember, whatever I need to do, whether it's the right technique or the right things to say, and then I just kind of this kind of veil goes over me and just says it's like changing your face. It's like you just
get to the zone.
You just kind of change your face, and you just kind of let it kind of wash over you, and then you're good.
That's
You know that feeling when you kind of know your shit. Like you kind of feel funny for a second. And you're like, wait, I know my shit. You know, you just kind of snap out of it.
I heard GSP talking about it a lot when he came to fighting and whatnot, because obviously preparation was his main thing, but no matter what, he was still nervous. But he always said, like, fake it till you make it, almost like you're saying with the mask, right? Putting that mask over. So telling yourself all of this, yes, like, I'm here for a reason, I'm going to do this shit. Trust me, I do that when I jump on call. Like, I like I said, I don't like public speaking. So when I go to jump on a client call and whatnot, and I'm just like waiting to log into the Zoom, and I'm telling myself, I have to pump myself up because I don't like it. But I have to do this, and the team is asking me for me to be on it for a reason, because they value the skill set, the knowledge I know. So I'm like, cool, I gotta be here, let's do it. But nerves is one of the things that kills me. And when I used to compete and stuff, when I was younger, I could deal with it better. Now I get fucking terrified. I mean, just trying to compete 3 years ago in Hong Kong, even though the fight didn't happen, I just remember having panic attacks, and I was like, I never had panic attacks before. Like, why the fuck am I doing it now? And I think as an adult, you just, as you grow up a lot more, you kind
your
of
senses are open, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of
what Curtis said about bringing your inner energy to kind of compose yourself before you jump into a meeting, before you start something. Like I still do that to this day, bro. Even when I jump on the phone to clients, or now it's Zoom and Skype calls, I still have to compose myself, because I could say anything and wrong. And like even today, I made a mistake, but you have to find ways of going around it. I was trying to spell apprentice, but I couldn't spell it. And there's like 8 people on the call, and they're watching the screen because I'm trying to present something to them. And I'm like, but I was like, breathe. And then I spelled it right after, but after 8 attempts. But it was just, you have to flip something like that, and it's trying to compose yourself in the moment, which is really important. What you said, Curtis, was to take that, put that veil on, put mask on, take off a mask, and just get into that zone.
Yeah, 100%.
And you already know it. And that's why they value you getting on that call.
Yeah.
But we all gonna have different types of nerves that go through in that
Well,
process.
breathing techniques has helped me a lot, and that got me over the panic. So I couldn't even train jujitsu. This is how bad my panicking got. I couldn't even train jujitsu because the moment someone got mount on me or something like that, or got my side control, I'll start feeling claustrophobic and start panicking, which I've never felt before. I never felt in my early days of competing, in my early days of jiu-jitsu, never. So I'm like, why now? I'm a blue belt. I should be comfortable with this. But it happened late for me, right? But breathing and meditation is what helped me through. And one of my jiu-jitsu teachers in Hong Kong was an amazing teacher, Professor Kaiki, shout outs to him. But he told me, fear, what did he say? He goes, we all have fear, we all have intelligence. Try and use your intelligence to control your fear. And, I tried to think about that and kind of put that into my own perspective. And then a lot of breathing techniques, yoga breathing techniques, all of that has helped. And now, I haven't rolled in a year, but just before that, I was rolling again. And I was like, oh, I'm comfortable. I'm not panicking. Even though I'm breathing heavy and shit, I'm like, okay, the panic hasn't kicked in. And if I feel that it was going to kick in, I would just, while I'm on jiu-jitsu, I'll probably let someone's got mount on me, I'll just hold on to them, and I'm like, all right, just breathe. Do the breathing technique and relax.
Right.
I tried the deprivation tank, the float tank. And that, we spoke about this as well, and that makes you claustrophobic. So I'm like, okay, I'm claustrophobic now. I remember the first time I did it, I had to jump out 3 times because I got panicked. But then I was like, okay, control. That's like controlling my breathing. And I got to a point where I could stay in that for 60 minutes and whatnot. So it helped. I still get nervous. I always do. I can't get rid of it. And I think that's normal. But just techniques and whatnot.
You know what? It's probably because you ain't getting enough sleep.
The root of it comes out, doesn't it?
All the way back to taking it all the way back to the beginning. All the way back to the beginning of the podcast.
Of course.
It's probably the sleep. And what I was going to say, Kibla, as well, about getting nervous in the I guess moments of challenge or some kind of like fearful moment, right? Is it's to kind of like not to take yourself too seriously sometimes. Like if you make a mistake, and like for example, I use the example where you made the accident, right?
Yeah.
I guess if if you feel the anxiety creeping up and starting to take you, right, and people are just quiet watching you, and you're just there, just like fucking up. I feel like to kind of let the air out the room, if you make a joke of it and just go, "Oh, look, I can't spell because whatever, I have my coffee or something," you might get a few laughs. It kind of like relieves anxiety.
No, of course, that comes off quite quickly, and I think over the years, because I know I'm a bad speller, so it doesn't bother me, and most of my colleagues know it as well. But when one of the guys, I can hear him on the call, he starts busting up, and he's like laughing, and I'm like, dude, you knew I was gonna make this mistake, didn't you? And that made it easy for everybody else to kind of laugh, but it was at that moment when it happened, it was daunting because I was like I work as a vendor manager for the company I work for, so I'm introducing a marketing strategy to new clients, and then suddenly man can't spell apprentice, and it wasn't that because I've shared my screen, they can see what I'm typing, and I'm talking about gibberish started coming up.
See, okay.
and you can hear Kibbs on the call going, apprentice. Trying to spell it out the word.
You remember South Park, right? The South Park, the movie, when the guy just says, "Okay, spell forensic," and he's like, "Okay, forensic," and it's like, "Fuck you." It's like, "Yeah, forensic, fuck it."
Oh, brilliant! I remember that scene was brilliant. Oh my god. But yeah, it's all about getting you can turn that little anxiety into something powerful, and it can work in your favor. It may not work with some people, but having control over it after, because I knew I was going to mess up as soon as I typed the first letter, I was like, I messed up. my boss in the background started giggling, and I was like, dude, you knew I was going to do that. And because he laughed, everybody else started laughing, and I was like, all right, cool. But as soon as I typed that first bit, it was like, it was daunting for that moment, but because I've done it so many times, I've been able to recover it in the way you said, was try and take that element, and if you can crack a joke with it or make somebody laugh with it, you know, it's actually kind of broken the ice there as well with people you've never met before. You open up new opportunities in the process, so, and you find something yourself as well, definitely.
For sure, it's definitely not easy to do such a thing like that. I think that happens with time and mistakes, which is mistakes are good. Mistakes make sure that you don't make future mistakes, because if you don't make any to begin with, and you get to the top and you make a mistake, and you're like, oh my god, how am I gonna deal with this?
Yeah, so true.
It's so true. So true.
Awesome, man. Well, look, man, it was wicked to catch up with you and kind of hear your story and kind of geek out with you. And where can people find you? But what's your Instagram handle and whatever, Twitter, and
in the description as well.
We'll put it in the description.
Tell us.
In the description, off the top of my head, I'll put it in the description. But I know it's quest_4 the number _fitness, right? So it's quest. Description, target.
Guys, make sure you go check out Kurtis. Follow his journey. You know what? I can't thank you enough for today's joining us today on the podcast. It's been really. I'm actually really loving this now, and having people from different parts of like work and mind and soul is quite refreshing. And I'm gutted that we didn't start this last year.
Well, we started it this year.
Yeah, I know.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We're here now.
No, of course. Great pleasure, man. Yeah, man. And hopefully once it calms down, we get to see each other again. Probably grab a burger or something. Cheat day.